self-building products, it's great for your portfolio. It's great for your learning. Does it translate to a hiring manager having confidence in hiring you and then your promotion opportunities later in your career?
Look, I want to say clearly here, if you have built something and whether you succeeded or failed, but you've actually learned things along the way, absolutely it helps you. At least at the interview, answer questions like, tell me about one of your failures. Well, here you go. But I mean, really, once you land the job, it does help you because now you're aware of the greater picture that is only magnified from when you were doing things all by yourself. Right. So the shortcomings that you had, if you remember those when you get into a professional environment, you're more likely to get ahead of those and say, let's make sure we've got all of these things considered.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've never built anything yourself, you come in, the first time, at least you're going to stumble on those things.
Yeah. So I heard a couple things. I'm going to repeat. I'm going to repeat what I heard.
Yeah, repeat back.
You're welcome, Julie.
What you thought you heard.
That's right. What I think I heard was, first of all, you can provide concrete examples of end-to-end product ownership to your interviewer. Yeah. Concrete. You built it, and then they came. It was
or didn't.
the first time ever, or didn't. I mean, yeah. And then obviously, like you're demonstrating innovative entrepreneurial thinking to build something that people want, and hopefully that will translate to a hiring manager. So those are two solid things I heard. Like other things I was thinking about, because this is the way my brain works, was that it shows that you can execute without supervision. It shows you you're a self-starter, that entrepreneurial mindset. And then it differentiates you from other PMs who have only ever like worked in corporate and did what they're told. So, you know what I mean? The LinkedIn get lunch all day product manager people that I see in my shorts for whatever LinkedIn calls. They don't call them shorts. I don't know what they call them. Anyway, and that's all good, except...
Here we go.
Except what I've seen in my career is hiring managers be reluctant to hire somebody who has gone off and built something for themselves or tried to start their own company or tried to forge in a different direction outside of typical being a product manager employee and then come back into product and get a job working for a company. And I, for some reason, and I never really ever, until now, I never really ever put any thought into why, but hiring managers hate those people.
I think there's two broad buckets, at least as far as I kind of understand it, right? So if you're a hiring manager, you speak to somebody who's built it themselves. One way you could think about this is, well, this guy's smart, right? They're technical, they're smart, they've built something. Granted, it wasn't the big success that they hoped it was, but are they articulating to me as a hiring manager what they've learned from it, etc., right? If they're not doing that, I might say, so what, right?
Yeah.
They'll be in buck pile A. But if they are, they'll be in the other pile. So it just depends on the hiring manager and what they're looking for, I think. But the flip side of it is, as an applicant, if you go in and say, I built this, that's one thing. But you say, I built this, here's what happened. If I had more resources, more this, more that, or if I had to do it all over again, this is how I would pivot it, and here's why. You're really relaying your learnings here. And if you can do that, I think it puts you at an advantage. So it's not a clear-cut kind of, does it help you or not help you? I think on both sides, it has to align.
Well, why have hiring managers been so opposed?
Oh, yeah. So going back to that, right? I think for the most part, hiring managers might be thinking that these people could just simply leave anytime and go back and do something themselves. Worst case scenario is they might steal something from us, right? Whatever that looks like. Come in here and get trained up on stuff, and then they leave. The other side of it is, and this shouldn't happen because there should be like tools in place to make sure this doesn't happen, but they make contact with our prospects, and then they steal our prospects.
See, I've seen it many times.
Yeah.
But I never really understood it, and I really don't have a good reason. I was thinking maybe the reason was the hiring managers saw these people as like lone wolves, you know, people without good communication skills that are combative and that will advocate for, and like a problem starters, that kind of thing.
You make a good point. Maybe these people will not fit into the corporate culture as well, right?
Yeah.
Of the company.
Quote, fit in.
Yeah.
And under the guise of fit in, I really mean these people might just say something when I say, just do what I say.
Exactly.
They might ask why. How dare they?
Imagine that. They should just be like falling in line. Be a minion. I think you're right. That could be other reasons. So if you're a hiring manager and you've come across this sort of thing, Enlighten us.
I would like to know. The takeaway here, use self-building as a supplement, not a replacement. That would be like where we're leaning in this category.
For sure.
Replacement for professional experience. And then try to keep some kind of, I don't want to call it documentation, but try to write down your learnings. Keep them somewhere that you can refer back to them. Because if you're not writing them down anywhere, you have nothing to look back at.
Very true. That's good advice. Write it down so you can come back and visit that. I mean, you can always come back and say, in hindsight, maybe I should have got some product coaching, or maybe I should have engaged with more like a focus group of potential customers, things like that. That shows learning, right? If you don't do that, right, maybe you didn't do it when you built your product, but now you say that because you've recognized that as a deficiency, if you like, or like some kind of gap. That speaks volumes, and that might help. If you're a hiring person and you're thinking, well, these people are lone wolves, etc., but they say these things, maybe give them a chance. Maybe they can fit in.